Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today for you, I got two games. This is going to be Justimon versus Sakuyamon, two huge fan favorites from EX2. Both actually a lot of fun. This is the beginnings of both of these decks. We get more support for them later on. They will just get better and better, but this is like the beginnings. And honestly, I'm actually super impressed by these decks. I wasn't too sure about it going in, hadn't really played them much, had seen a little bit of them played, but then once like we got our hands on them and really started testing them out and seeing how they performed, just absolutely fell in love with both of these decks. A ton of fun. If you're just looking for some really just fun decks to play, both of these are right up your alley. If you like either of these, you will not be disappointed playing them. Make sure you check out our Etsy page, link in the description below. There you got all of our previous memory markers that we've had on the channel, as well as some of our new ones as they get dropped onto our Etsy page, and as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch, like our sleeves and our dice. All right, so we do in fact have two games for you guys today, just simply because each game, one deck popped off, and so I didn't have one game with both decks popping off, so I wanted to have something where both have a video where both decks could shine, so one didn't just get kind of beat out by the other one. So first up here, we do have Justimon going first. They're going to hard play out their tamer here. This is going to search the top four, and this one's pretty crazy because you can add all black tamers, so not just the specific one for the deck, but any black tamer you can have. Unfortunately, they do whiff, which is a huge bummer there. We also see the Sakuyamon in raising area, which is actually pretty boss when you combine it with something like Justimon. We'll hopefully we can get to a point where we can talk about it. All right, kicking it over to Sakuyamon, we see the Patamon come down on that in the raising area, and then hard playing the new Renamon. This is the searcher, can add anything from its own Evo chain as well as one of the Rika tamers that go with it. So really liking all of the new searchers in this format or in this set. They're all just absolutely fantastic. And we see an Altart Pitomon come down for one, almost went to raising area, but decided didn't want them to get any free checks from their rookies too early here, so I'm gonna head and threw that Pitomon into the battle area to slow down the opponent. Here we see a hero come down. Very interesting tech for sure for the deck. I mean, I kind of see it, though. Giving your Justimon an extra 2,000 DP so it doesn't have to use its own effect. Gives you access to red cards, like a Delicate Plan and such. Pretty interesting. But then we see a Taomon come down on that Pitomon. So when Digivolving, you can play a Rika out for free. Being able to play a 4-cost tamer for free is absolutely nuts. And then when you attack with anyone from the Renamon Evo chain, you can suspend the Rika to play those 2-cost options for free here. So we're going to see the evolution green plugin get played. So it gets to evolve into the Sakuyamon completely for free. And then that is the old Sakuyamon there. So lowers the DP of the Digimon in security. Then we're going to see a Renamon get hard played out to pass turn. Does hit up the Rika there, and as well as the level 4 Cubimon. All right, so goes ahead and promotes up the Sakuyamon. Does have the security attack -3 because of that Sakuyamon. I think I said Sunariza, but yeah, promotes up the Sunariza. Just going to Evo into a Sealsdramon, so just can they get that black blocker out there, 6,000 DP. Standard original blocker lineup for 2 Evo costs there. And then gonna hard play out a Hagirmon. This is from EX1 actually. So discard I believe it's a machine or a cyborg type, and then draw 2. So this deck with surprisingly, it's actually a ton of cyborg stuff because the whole Cyberdramon Evo chain is all about it. So we're going to discard the level 5, which is a very interesting choice. Kind of gives me the impression that they have another level 5 in hand, potentially. Very odd give up, I would say, because Cyberdramon is very pivotal for the strategy. Makes me think they got to have another one in hand. So kicking it back over there, Rika on field now, the memory fixer in play. Going to evolve into the Cubimon here. So this is going to reveal the top 3, and they can add any of the plugins to hand. Which is so great. Like, this whole deck works so nicely together. And there we do see another one. The green ones get hit. which is the evolution one. This deck is just so crazy, so powerful. So going to go swing in with the Sakuyamon here, probably at security, I would imagine. Going to suspend that Rika to then play any of those options. Going to play the Evo one, and it does specifically say that you don't have to use any of these effects on there. So even though you're attacking with the Sakuyamon, you can use the Evo one to then Evo on top of another one. So it goes into a second Talmon, plays out a second Rika here onto the field, and this is where it just starts to like snowball and get so out of control. So like a Sakuyamon attacked, that's all that happened. A Mega attacked, and they got to play a Tamer for free. They got to evolve into a level 5 for free, like, and then gained a bunch of memory off of like the inheritables off the rookies. So crazy. Unfortunately, could not capitalize any more on it and just played out a TK and Kari to pass turn. Looks like no second Mega in hand, which is pretty unfortunate because they were definitely getting ahead very rapidly here. So kicking it back over to Justimon, though, we're going to see another Hargearmon come down, but this one's going to Evo in the raising area instead of hard playing it. We're going to see the Strike-Dramon come down for 2 Evo. So this is going to reveal the top 4, and you can add one of the Tamers to hand, I believe. I think this one, is this one specific? No, it's any, you can add 1 Black Tamer. So it's like a watered down version of the Rookie, which I find kind of lame. Like the Rookie can search you your Tamer. The Tamer himself can actually search you any of the Evo chain, which is great. And then the level 5 gets to actually play the Tamer for free. I feel like the level 4 could have been like a generic, since you can only add 1 card and the Rookie adds all Black Tamers, and they could have made the level 4 like add either or, like anything from the Evo chain or like the specific Black Tamer. Like I would have been fine if it would have been Rio. A little bit less generic, but can add like multiple targets. So kind of a shame here. But then they are going to Evo into the Cyberdramon, so they did in fact have a second one in hand here. And then on Evo gets to play the Rio for free, and then it's going to add anything from the Evo chain to the hand here. So we do see a third level 5, and then a good old lag from TTS grabs the whole deck on accident. But yeah, gonna add anything here, so definitely going to be in a solid position, it looks like, for future turns. But it's very scary because the opponent's board, 2 Rikas, a level 5, and a Mega on field could be very scary. And just going to hit the one target there on the Cyberdramon. That's going to go ahead and pass it back over to the opponent now in a very precarious situation. We'll see if they promote the Patamon or not. They could go for game potentially here. And they do, in fact, go for that Patamon. Either a hybrid or the red plug-in, potentially. So here we do see that Sakuyamon come down. They flipped the security before. Oh, it looks like they did not have anything to play with the Rika. So they're going to Evo into the new Sakuyamon. New Sakuyamon's ability, you can unsuspend one of your yellow Digimon. So this will now unsuspend the other level 6 that just attacked. So you don't have to unsuspend yourself, which is usually like the case we see. And it's going to add 2 plugins back to hand. Only 2 cards in trash so far, which is in fact 2 plugins. So now we'll probably get to see some... probably some pretty solid shenanigans come down here. So Sakuyamon's going to swing. We'll probably see the Rika go ahead and activate her ability here to play a plug-in for free. There we go. There's the Rika. And I guess the only thing we've seen them have is the green one. So here we see the green one. It does give you a draw at least. You could Evo the Patamon if you so desire. A Cubimon to search more plugins might be worth it. And there we do see the Cubimon come down here. So it's going to reveal the top 3 again and then add any more plugins to hand for free. We do have a second Rika that we can activate. 2 Sakuyamons, 2 different Sakuyamons, both alt arts, neither of which can be added off of the Cubimon, which is a little bit unfortunate. We do see, though, the TK and Kari also get activated. So with all the inheritables between the 2 Talmons and I believe a Cubimon and the Sakuyamon, that's a ton of DP minusing there. So actually is able to finish off that whole Cyberdramon just from the DP minus alone. And then draws for the Viximon there, the Pokomon. And then gains memory for the Patamon, as well as the Renamon. So such a crazy, efficient deck. I mean, it's just so wild. Like when it pops off, oh my god, does it pop off? Just like, what are these turns? Like tons and tons of free stuff here. We're gonna see another green one come down. We're gonna see another Talmon come into play here and play out a Rika for free again. Like, I mean, it's just so crazy. Oh, we see a Rise Greymon come down, very similar to Talmon here. We'll see another Tamer get played. It's just so crazy. Like, you attack with a Digimon, and then boom, you get a Digivolve for free, and then you get to play out a 4-cost Tamer for free. I mean, that's 7 memory right there just for free. 7 free memory just from attacking. Seems so wild. And then just for insult to injury here, going to see that Sakuyamon come down to finish it. 3 Sakuyamon in play in one go. And so that I wanted to show this because this is how we see that this deck really pop off. And then when Digivolving, you can unsuspend one of your yellow Digimon. Once again, adding the plugins back to hand. I mean, already has 3 Megas on field. I don't know what else you want. Already super ahead here. So that will take game 1 there. Just Sakuyamon absolutely popping off, just absolutely insane. So much synergy and just freedom of this deck. All right, we got game 2 here. This one's going to be a little bit more even, a little bit more back and forth rather than Justimon going to be struggling. We do see a very similar play here of Sunoriza coming down on top of that baby. That is the Justimon baby as well, though. So it does actually go with the deck. So we do actually have some good synergy there. While you have a Black Tamer in play, this Digimon gets 1000 DP. It's really important to get that DP buff where you can here. We will see the Searcher come down as well. Going to add up all the Black Tamers that get revealed. Being able to gain free DP, though, is actually super important because that's going to trigger your Sunorizamon, and then you can use other abilities then of your Justimon. So, like if you can get your DP at 13,000 when Cybergermon swings in, then he's going to check 2 security. Then you're going to evo into Justimon. He's going to unsuspend himself. He's going to swing again, check 2 more security. His effect will unsuspend himself. Then he'll swing again, check 2 more security. So there you go. You can actually go for 6 security checks very easily without spending any memory, depending on what you have there. All right, so we're going to see that Renamon come down and going to pick up that Rika there. Definitely want to get that in play as soon as possible. We've definitely seen the power of having that card. And we see a Labramon this time in raising area. So that's going to be the one that when something gets deleted by dropping to 0 DP, you draw a card way back from, like, I think BT1 or BT2. It's a very old card. And then once again, we're going to see that Pitomon come down for just 1 Evo cost, choking the Justimon player, as well as getting a blocker on field to prevent that rookie from getting any cheeky early security checks. So I would say this is a pretty standard go second play for the deck for sure. Just going to hard play a Rio to pass turn. Looks like they don't want to overcommit with anything immediately, and then just needs to dig for pieces. Maybe they're missing the level 4. We didn't see the Sunoriza Digivolve for 2 into anything, so that definitely probably would have been the ideal play. So yeah, we're just going to see that Rio trying to dig for anything playable here. Grumblemon and Reapermon, definitely some interesting stuff. Grumblemon does make a lot of sense, actually. And then a little bit of lag there from Tabletop Simulator. Can be a bit difficult at times. And then just hits into a hero, so nothing getting added off of that. I guess the benefit, though, is that it's all out of the way. So it's all good stuff from here, right? That's how bricking works. You get the bad stuff out of the way, so then it's all good stuff after that. All right, we're going to see that Labramon go ahead and get promoted up. Probably a Cubimon. Yep, there's the Cubimon for 2 Evo. We're going to go ahead and dig for those plugins, so that way you can go ahead and get those online. And then probably see a Talmon, because we know they have the Rika in hand. It looks like they don't hit anything, though. So Rika and a Cubimon both getting bottom decked here. Probably hate to see that, but you know you have at least the 1 Rika. You got to get at least 1 Rika in rotation as insanely fast as possible. And here we do, in fact, see that Talmon come down for 3, and it's going to Evo or play out that Rika for free. So once you do this one time, you're pretty much set. Like, the rest of the game gets super easy from here. You just got to get this initial play going, and then once you get this initial play, you're just kind of set. So, all right, we're going to see that Strike Dramon. Looks like they just hard drew into for the turn. for 2 Evo costs. Again, this is going to reveal the, I believe it's the top 4 of the deck, and then they're going to add any one Black Tamer that gets revealed. Unfortunately, they're going to bottom deck a Justimon. That's probably not what they want to see happen. There goes their level 3 Searcher, and then look at that. That's 3 Reapers that we've seen so far get hit. So all bottom deck. I think that's probably a little bit overkill for Megas. Like 4 Justy and 3 Reaper seems a little bit unnecessary. That's a lot. That's a lot of Megas. But we do see the Cyberdramon come down and go ahead and just pass turn. Getting set up for next turn. Hopefully it can survive. Just kind of sticking it out there like that and not attacking. A bit of a bold move for sure. We see that Patamon come down in raising area. Looks like they're going to get set up for some nice juicy plays later on. Here we're going to see that Sakuyamon go ahead and get evoed here. Bit of a shame that they couldn't activate any plugins first. I guess they didn't have the green plugin possibly. We're going to see that Rika, and they're going to activate the Security Attack +1 red option here. We're going to get that Talmon and Cubimon, so minus 4k on something, and the Sakuyamon is going to be another minus 3k onto something. And let's see, what else do they have there? It looks like we got a Renamon to gain some memory, a Labramon to draw a card, and a Pokemon to draw a card as well. And then after that, we'll have those 2 security checks here. Only 11,000 DP, though, so you got to be kind of careful. Hits into a Kazu, though. Actually, a very awesome synergistic card with this deck. Works out pretty awesomely. Also a great card for Machinedramon decks. And then just evos the Cubimon in raising area. Probably just trying to choke the opponent as much as possible, because they do have the Kazu now. And gaining them memory. So that's if at the start of your main phase, if you have a black Digimon in play, you can gain 1 memory. Very similar to kind of like Cody, what Cody does in yellow. Going to swing with the Cyberdramon, suspend the Rio, which will give him I believe it's a 1,000 DP buff. The baby will give him a 1,000 DP buff. And then unfortunately cannot trigger the Sunariza, not quite at the threshold yet for 13,000. Uses the Kazu ability of draw 1, trash 1. And then that Strike Dramon, when attacking, if you have 2 or more Black Tamers in play, gain 1 memory. So they're actually going to gain 2 memory off of that. Pretty powerful stuff, I would say. Then we're going to see that Justimon coming down here, just doing all the spicy plays here. Will keep all those nice DP buffs. Going to unsuspend himself here. Now brings that Sunarizamon online. Has more than enough DP here. So gets to unsuspend. So gets to activate one of his effects for every Tamer or every Black Tamer there is. So unsuspends himself. De-Digivolve for the Cyberdramon inheritable. And then the pop effect of the Justimon. Just make sure you do that in order. Decides to swing over the Sakuyamon, probably actually the best bet there. Give up a little bit of the aggro there to clear that Mega off field, so they can't just keep using Rika. And it swings in for security again here for 2 checks here. Hits into the Super Evolution here. So that's going to reveal the top, I believe, 3 cards of the deck and get to add any Digimon to hand. It might be 4. We'll see. Just 3. But yeah, make sure when you do your Justimon that, you do your inheritables first before you do your Justimon. Like that De-Digivolve technically happens before the unsuspend, and like all of Justimon's abilities happen at once, so you can't like pick and choose like too much of your abilities like that. Then just passing turn with a Kazu here feels pretty good about that good round here. We see a Talmon come back into play though. You know what that means? Another Rika potentially being played out for free. Oh, does not have one in hand though. Ouch, that's a bummer. Definitely, like, 2 Rikas right now would be absolutely nuts. It's going to swing into the Justimon. Has the Super Evolution again. Going to Digivolve into the, I believe that's the new Sakuyamon. All these alt arts kind of throw me off here. So Evo's there for free. Unsuspends itself. And then it's going to add back the plugin options. We're going to see that Talmon and Cubimon inheritables, as well as the Sakuyamon. Going to lower it by, I believe that's 7,000 DP in total. No Patamon trigger though, because nothing gets deleted. Should also get the draw from the from the Pokemon, the Viximon. I'm not sure if I missed that or not. And then it's going to go ahead and swing again. Also, I think I missed them adding options. They might have not done that. Because they could have added the green one back, because technically it got played, right? Yeah. Swings into security, though, hits into a Justimon immediately. No DP buffs here, so just an 11,000 DP. Very scary. Definitely the most difficult part about this deck is that you're just swinging in with these 11,000 megas. It's very imperative that you use cards like the blue plug-in that give you jamming. But I understand, how to use the Rika to use the green one there. So going to just play out the Renamon, get the search there, and then pass turn. No Rika. So again, short on Rikas this go around compared to the first game. Also, I think they missed the Kazu here. So yeah, Kazu should have put them up to 5. So it looks like both sides have kind of missed some triggers here that are kind of important. But yeah, going to Evo the Strike Germon here. So going to reveal the top 3 or 4 and gets to add one of the Black Tamers. So I guess hoping for another Rio. There we do see the Rio. And then they're going to need to get into the level 5, which we did see them at, or was that last game? I think that was last game where they ditched the Cybergermon. I'm wordsing out here. Here trying to figure out Tabletop Simulator and trying to add this stuff to hand, and it's very, very slow and laggy. But does get that Rio to hand here. So hopefully they'll be able to get into the level 5 and play out that Rio for free. And that's going to put 4 Tamers in play. That's pretty powerful. Oh, but goes into a Mega Germon, the red one. Very interesting choice of a card. We'll give a 2k buff, though, to your Justimon if it evos on top of it. Definitely going to cut down on the need to give it DP buffs at that point for any sort of Tsunorizamons, although there's not one underneath this one in particular. We're going to see that Cubimon come down here now, trying to dig for more plugins. I'm guessing they're trying to dig for something specific. The red plugin right now would actually be pretty solid with that Rika, depending on what's the next check is. Just going to hit the green one, though, and then going to bottom deck a Talmon as well as their Sakuyamon. Ouch, that sucks, because those are definitely some of the most powerful cards in this deck, as we've seen for sure. Just the efficiency of it all is truly, truly remarkable. So here we do see the Cubimon does go in for the swing here. Going to activate the Rika to go ahead and use the Super Evolution plugin for free. Probably hoping for a Talmon, I would think. Yep, and they do have the Talmon. Very nice. So Talmon's going to come down immediately when Digivolving going to play another Rika. Unfortunately, you miss the timing, so you can't just immediately activate this Rika as well to then, play another plugin for free. Oh, it hits into a Cybergermon. Ouch, that's so brutal. Gonna set them way back here, so we're gonna see that Pedomon, and then just going to Digivolve into a Rise Greymon, and again, just gonna miss out on having that when Digivolving effect, so that could be kind of dangerous here. Opponent, like, this is definitely the turn where you got to start making plays, right? Because they're about to win. If they swing in with that Rise and then evolve into a Sakuyamon and unsuspend and swing again, like, that's game. The Kazus are going to trigger this time, though. Going to bump them up, give them free 2 memory. Looks like they're just trying to draw into some sort of pieces here. Plays out a Hagirmon. Looks like they're desperate at this point. So 3 play costs. Going to trash one of the cards in hand, one of the machines or cyborgs, and then draw 2. They definitely potentially could have gone for game, maybe. Yeah, with the Justimon, they could have swung in, evoed into Justimon, swung again. Justimon would have unsuspended a second time and swung for game if they had a Justimon. Maybe they didn't have it, and that's why they were just trying to dig for it. But does get a blocker out, which is still pretty solid there. 6,000 DP blocker, not too bad. The Rise Greymon here not doing a whole lot of good. Also, with Rise Greymon, you can't attack and use your Rika abilities because it has to be specifically her Renamon Evo line. But evolves into the Sakuyamon first, and then just plays out the green to draw a card. Maybe there's no other plugins in hand. they're just trying to draw into something. So yeah, the green plug-in will at least get them a draw, if nothing else. Here, we do see the jamming this time around, and it makes it unblockable. We will see that Sakuyamon trigger, though, not once per turn, so minus 3,000 DP every time a plug-in is played. So minus 6 in total there off those 2 Rikas, which will kill the blocker, even though it wasn't going to be doing much there anyways. Too bad they didn't have the Duo Tamer. They could have actually killed the Megadramon, which might have been a little bit more powerful. Sakuyamon just hits into a Sunoriza, nothing to fear. Looks like is remembering the Sakuyamon add back when Digivolving this time around. Ooh, hard plays out a Pidomon for 6. Ouch. I guess that now they really do respect the Justimon, because you're going to swing with a Hagirmon. There's going to have 1 security left. A Justimon could swing twice. Yeah, so playing out the Pidomon to stop the second Justimon swing gives them a ton of memory, though. Ouch. Kazu going to give them another 2. So here we do see the Justimon. So they did have the read correctly. They did have the Justimon in hand. So going to go ahead and probably let these just go ahead and fly on through without blocking them. Maybe something useful will get hit. And we're going to see the 2 Kazus get triggered here. So draw 1, trash 1 twice. So make sure you draw 1, trash, draw another 1, trash. Don't draw 2 and trash 2. Because that actually can like mess up what you would have chosen on that first one. Chooses not to activate the Rio, though. I guess just relying on all the DP buffs of the... yeah, I mean, you got the baby, the Megadramon, and the Justimon himself is already kind of doing everything he needs to do here. So don't need to use the Rio. Could save the Rio for a... ooh, nothing useful hitting security. No options or anything like that. Gains the memory off of the Strike Dramon here. Has plenty of memory to work with. If they have the hybrid, that's game. They just swing with the Hagirmon and then hybrid for game on the Rio. We know they're running it because we saw them bottom deck it. Maybe they bottom decked it too many times. Maybe they're trying to draw into it at this point and they can't. Oh, that's really unfortunate if they've bottom decked all of their hybrids and they can't go hybrid for a game. Because they're definitely in a great position for it. Here we're going to see a Guardiamon cannot attack, so a very interesting choice to go into. Although it does have the inheritable. They've got plenty of memory for it. So 2 Evo here, going to take on to 7. Has the inheritable similar to Hagirmon, where when attacking, you can discard a card to draw 2. And if they Evo on top of it, they would still have enough memory to do that exact play. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to go for that to draw into their hybrid. So there we're going to see another Megidramon come down here. Does have enough DP to at least swing over the Pidomon. So if they attack here, they can trigger the Guardiamon ability. There, both players kind of going over it and reading it. Like, oh yeah, you can do that. Got plenty of memory still. So even if you draw into it, you've got it. So force the block of the Pidomon here with your 7,000 DP. Go ahead and get that out of the way. And then activate your Guardiamon here to try to draw into whatever piece you're missing. It's gotta, like, there's gotta be a Grumblemon in there somewhere, right? So gonna discard a Commandramon to draw 2 here. And do they get it? Oh, they got something better. They got Justimon. So when Digivolving, unsuspends himself here, and then can immediately swing for game. Also unsuspending once again when attacking. So does manage to take the W in this second game here. A lot more back and forth. Some crazy security checks. Just absolutely wild. So let's go ahead and pull up those 2 decks. Here we're going to see that Justimon deck here. Looks like only 2 Reapers in this build here. Maybe we miscounted it earlier. And then so just a lot of really good stuff, honestly. The level 5 count feels a little bit, I don't know, low for having 6 megas. A lot of tamers. I don't know if I like the hero or not. I don't even think the hero is needed. The Digivolution plugin is also a very interesting tech choice. I guess if you're running that many options, like I can kind of see it, but really you're just making your 3 Evo into a 2 Evo. It doesn't help that much. I would say drop that for sure for something else. And then probably drop these heroes for something else. I mean, I understand giving that extra 2K is pretty awesome for Justimon. Then you can use his abilities for other things. Just trying to get into that Tsunorizamon range. It definitely makes sense. The Tsunorizamon in this deck is so absolutely fire. Really like it. The one of Commandramon, like, okay, odd choice, but all right. I guess it's the typing. The typing is why they did it, so you could discard it for fodder. Very interesting deck, though. And then here's the Sakuyamon one. A lot of pretty standard stuff, except for the Rapidmon is something we don't really see that a whole lot of. Usually people, I think, just opt for more Cubimon for just the consistency, so more stuff for Renamon to hit off of. But Rapidmon is such a powerful card, especially in combination with both Labramon and Patamon here, like deleting stuff. Rapidmon does make a lot of sense, I think. It is, again, it's such a powerful card, and because you want to get out Tamers as fast as possible, like it is a yellow deck, yellow likes their Tamers, you actually get a lot of value out of Rapidmon. Rapidmon is probably the most powerful card in BT8, so I definitely see the reason for the include. Sakuyamon here, the old OG one, definitely needs to get replaced by the Miko mode once it comes out. But until then, not bad. I mean, it serves its purpose. It's another name. It triggers your abilities, and I think that's the major part of this is when you swing with your Evo chain, it's got to be, you know, your Cubimon, your Talmon, your Sakuyamon, so that way you can use your Rika ability. If you attack with anything but those, you can't use Rika, and that's where like the deck really starts to kind of fall down a little bit. Like the Rise Greymon is great because it's like another version of Talmon, but at the same time, you know, you can't then swing with it and Evo for free with the Digivolution. We did see the Sakuyamon swing, though, activate the plug-in to then Digivolve something else on the field. So it does still work in other regards. So that's pretty cool. This the interaction, how this deck works with the Rika and the plug-ins, especially the Digivolution one, not having to target like the Digimon that's currently attacking. I think they all kind of work like that. You don't have to use the plug-in on that specific Digimon that's currently attacking. You can Digivolve other stuff. So pretty cool deck, though. Definitely excited to see more of these coming into the meta.